So here is a real use case within the last month. I sat down with the CEO and I asked him what his biggest problem was. And he said, oh, that's easy. I run a manufacturing company. I leased all this equipment from a company out of Japan. Things have changed in my industry. The debt structure is going to bankrupt us if it doesn't get restructured. And I went, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What have you done? And he said, here's the things I've done. And he literally went line by line by line, outlining the things he had tried to do to get this company to restructure the debt. He said it went all the way to the board, but because they're publicly traded in Japan, the board is refusing to restructure it because they're worried we'll lose face in Japanese society. He goes, and Geoff, I don't have a next step and it's going to put me out of business. Show me how AI can help. So in this case, I opened up just simple ChatGPT. It's not the tool, it's the leader who wields it that makes the difference. And I wrote a very strategic prompt. Everything I just shared with you from a context standpoint, I literally typed in word for word. And then I said, I want you to act as an investment banker with deep expertise in restructuring debt. By saying that, John, I just took it from 200 million books, down to the vital data around how an investment banker with deep expertise in restructuring debt would think. And I said, interview me by asking me one question at a time, up to 3 questions to gain additional context. And then I want you to generate 5 non-obvious strategies that would get the board to restructure the debt. AI started conducting an interview. The first question it asked was, do you have relationships with other influential executives in Japan that this board would respect? One, what a question. And I look at the CEO and he's blown away because he goes, oh my gosh, I do. And we start I'm typing in as he's talking who these people are. And then it asked 2 more questions around Japanese society. And then it came back and said, here's your 5 non-obvious strategies. Number 1, it called the Saving Face Consortium. It said, you have enough relationships with other influential executives in Japan. Approach them to acquire the debt with really favorable terms. They'd be fools to not take it. Your debt will get restructured. The board will save face. And I looked at the CEO and he said, I mean, he's emotional at this point. He goes, Geoff, I haven't slept in 3 months. This is literally going to put me out of business. I had no clear next step. I felt completely out of control. And in less than 10 minutes, not only is here an option, I actually think this is viable. And I texted him last week to say what's happened. And he said, the ball is moving. We're not there yet, but I actually think this is going to get done. It's really tough to read the label when you're inside the box. And there are things that you and I struggle with on a weekly basis in our businesses that require real strategic thinking, but we're doing it based on the 0.001% that we can recall from the books that we've read and the experiences that we've had, versus now we can kind of take those horse blinders off and tap into the collective intelligence of the world and harness that to our advantage.